My name is Kathy Thompson, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the Rewire to Relaunch interview series presented by AmInMotion. As part of my own coaching practice, I love working with ambitious female entrepreneurs and shining a bright light on the work that they do for people like you. And I am here with none other than the founder of Rewire to Relaunch and of AmInMotion, Lama Jaafari. How are you doing today?
Hi, Kathy. I'm doing great. Thank you. And I wanted to thank you for your kind collaboration with us, for kindly shedding a spotlight on Rewire to Relaunch, and for having me with you today. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. It's been a fantastic opportunity for me to meet and speak to so many female entrepreneurs doing such great work. So let's start and talk about the Rewire to Relaunch Expo in May. Share with us about that.
Yes, myself, together with eight wonderful coaches in the areas of Oakville and Toronto, we have come together under the coaching methodology, or inspired by that coaching methodology, which is the Wheel of Life. So what the Wheel of Life is, in very simple terms, is basically the different areas, the different areas of our lives that make that full circle, that just like a wheel, it encompasses that circle. So areas such as health and wellness, a finance, career, personal development, leadership development, etc. So sort of we wanted to bring to one space all of our services, so people can come in and talk to us freely in a very relaxed and open, intimate space, and for people to be able to find answers. Sometimes you have questions, sometimes you have curiosity, sometimes you have those areas in your life that you're not 100% happy with, but like, okay, where do I go from here? So we wanted to bring sort of this a form of coaching in order for people to come in and delve into this information. And the idea of the Wheel of Life is that when we take into all these areas, we really envision them, we really take care of them, then we are able to live a life in harmony, which is at the end what each of us wants to attain.
Hmm, absolutely. And I love the participants, the coaches who will be at this expo. Just fantastic people. They have such distinct backgrounds that all, I think, encompass, like you're saying, that wheel of life and that philosophy. So, when is the expo?
So the expo is going to take place on Sunday, May 29th, here in downtown Oakville at the beautiful ACE co-working space. We're going to be meeting there from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. During that time, each of our coaches is going to be presenting to the audience that is there about what they do, what tools they can help with their workshops, etc. So there's going to be a speaker lineup. At the same time, everybody's going to be present around. You can come in, you can talk to one that you're interested in, you can talk to all of them. So everybody is very excited to be there. We have a financial coach, we have health and wellness, all kinds of representation of that wheel of life. There's going to be other fun things going around. We're going to have giveaways, we're going to have refreshments, and a whole bunch of other stuff that I invite you to look up the event, and you will see all the details there.
Amazing. I can't wait. I think it's going to be so
I can't
amazing.
wait.
I love the
I'm
fact
excited too.
that, yeah, the coaches get to share, with everybody little tips and tricks and advice and what they do and why they're passionate about it.
Yes. And I love that word you just said. That the core of what we're doing is that all nine of us are, triggered by the idea of sharing, of letting people know, yes, there is help, yes, there are tools, yes, there you can get to be that person you want to be, and you can get to attain that, and there's a system. So that's what drives us. That's why I wanted to do this, and I'm lucky enough to have this, team that have come with me to join.
Yeah. And so you are also the founder of AmInMotion. And so tell us a little bit about that and what you do for the clients you work with.
So AmInMotion is, as the name says, it's all about movement. Growing up there, I had this a lesson in my life that when you want to attain what you want to attain, you need to move. You need to find ways to do it. So that's what's behind AmInMotion. What I do is I'm a coach in emotional intelligence and mindfulness. I also practice mindfulness. Currently, I just started, as I think I've shared with you, my certification in intercultural coaching. So what I do, or what my services do, is take sort of like a holistic approach to personal skills. So we all know, and I'm so happy to see how the world has been progressing, where we are moving away from finally realizing it's not the hard skills. Those are great. They will take you places, but really you are the person who's carrying the hard skills. So unless we really know how to understand ourselves first, when emotions are into the equation, and understand others, because we live in a society. From home, you're practicing your emotional intelligence. In the corporate world, you're practicing emotional intelligence. So it's all about those personal skills and how to invite them, and how to create that self-awareness for them to be working for you. To clarify just a little bit more, some people think emotional intelligence is you being emotional. I just felt like I really needed to mention that again. It's about being emotional. It's about being nice. And so when people hear emotional intelligence, they equate it to being weak, being vulnerable. And in our society, many times that's not, it's still some work in progress. So emotional intelligence is not that. Emotional intelligence is understanding those skills. For example, your problem solving skills. Where do you lie in that? Your stress management. How do you manage yourself? Your interpersonal relationships. So it's an array of 15 competencies that we work on in order to help you create that self-awareness of how you want them to work for you.
Perfect. And so how did your business start?
That's it's a very passionate question for me. How my business started is that I have a background in global affairs. So anything that has to do with intercultural relations, etc., it's always spoken to me because of my story, and because it's just something that I'm always been interested in. But throughout life, as life was happening, even though I was always interested in that, and I lived a young time for me where I lived a little bit on the gray shade of things. I was never a white or black type of person. And growing up, I thought there was something wrong with me because society tells you have to be either one thing or the other. And the example I always give is, that do you see the glass half empty, half full? And I used to see the glass sometimes empty, sometimes full. And so I thought there was something like that was not right with me. So I was always interested in human behavior and how we are, yet I didn't know that there's something called emotional intelligence. It was later in my life, more recently, where I got to experience it. I got to learn about it. Before that, it was more, circumstance. Life was happening. I was there to take it on, but it was decisions made out of circumstance and not out of intention. So I'm very happy to have discovered emotional intelligence, mindfulness, and all that beautiful world that just helps us live to our intention and purpose.
For sure. And then the clients that work with you, what is the impact that you're seeing on them as a result of the work you do together?
So, the tagline of AmInMotion is awareness, mindset, action. I think, the biggest piece is that, that saying, you don't know what you don't know. Unless you've been in this journey, maybe that saying doesn't make a lot of sense, but really you don't know what you don't know. So until you create the awareness, right? So what AmInMotion does is that we help them by showing them. So I don't talk just theory. I don't tell people, oh yes, you can do this and you can do that, which is great. But I also have I basically have something that's based on science, an assessment that is going to tell you exactly where you lie in that spectrum, and then I'm going to help you develop the tools. So in coaching, we don't just tell somebody, okay, well, so this is what's happening to you, and it's been a pleasure. Go figure it out on your own.
Right.
We are with you. We serve as your soundboard. We serve as your accountability partner, etc. So what we do at AmInMotion, we create we give those assessments who are tailored to you. It's your assessment, it's not generic. And then we take you through that path on how you can go from A to Z. What are all the steps that you need to do, etc. So there is the practicality of it. There's a support system that comes into it. And we share tools on how to shift that mindset, right? So that awareness, that mindset, and that action.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. I think that's great. And, what a perfect opportunity for you to be creating this expo out of the work that you're doing at AmInMotion and bringing these additional coaches and support. So when your clients are working with you, you can, if it's something outside of your wheelhouse or, some additional support they need, you can refer to these amazing other 8 coaches through this, wheel of life framework and really create more of sort of a wraparound support for any clients that you work with. So
absolutely, absolutely. It's all a team. It's
mhm.
the wholeness of our lives.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. It was lovely to speak with you today.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you again for the opportunity.
You're welcome.